you said about accountability is huge.
Yes, accountability as well.
It's so easy to talk about what other people are doing. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this person is always mean. This person's always like passive aggressive or like always doing this around the job. Or it's easy to say that, but the hardest person to hold accountable is yourself.
Yeah,
because
for sure,
it's like
you always like. Go ahead, now I want to hear it, bro.
Hey, all right, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, say it, bro.
Forget it. Get nice and cozy for this one. Hey, because everybody does it. This is true. If you fart, hear me out. If you fart, it's your fart and you're used to it. It's stank, but you're used to it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm picking up with
somebody else fart. Yo, what are you doing? You got a whole bunch of stuff to say about it.
Yeah.
So with this, like, literally, you can't be so on other people for their stuff that stank.
Mm-hmm. When you got your shit.
Yeah, that you should also say, hey, I gotta get some Febreze for this. I gotta clean the air.
Clean this up, bro.
I gotta clear the air, bro.
For sure.
Like,
it's my air that I gotta clean. You know,
like, of course you're gonna be quick to get the spray when somebody else stank up. You know what I mean? When somebody else messing up your air. But when you're the one messing up the air, you gotta clear that. You gotta make it smell better.
Hey, no, that's a fact though. That's a fact. I think that he said the hardest person to hold yourself accountable is yourself. And that's such a fact because when it comes to yourself, like, at least like I'm speaking like personally, I feel like I always find an excuse. Like there's always an excuse. You can't necessarily just find an excuse for somebody else when they're fucking up because you don't know their situation. It's just you just see them messing up.
Yeah.
However, like with yourself, it's like I'll like, okay, take the gym for example. If I don't go to the gym and I'm like, man, I got homework. I also didn't eat nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's just so many different ways that I can like find the out. And like that's a negative, but also like a dangerous habit to fall into also, you know? And like I also like I'm speaking from experience too when I say because I do it, you know, that's why I'm talking about it. It's the idea of it's accountability, but it's also consistency. And I've also, you know, in these last maybe couple years, maybe even years, so realized the difference between like motivation and discipline. You know what I'm saying? Because I had also seen a video that like really resonated with me when they say like discipline is different than motivation. Because like there are times where you want to go to the gym and you're excited to, you know what I'm saying? You're excited to attack the task in front of you. You're excited to edit. You're excited to do this paper, whatever. I never heard nobody being excited to do a paper. But, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I've been excited to do a couple papers, but I like writing, you know? So like if somebody out there likes writing, then like they understand what I'm talking about. But it's when you don't want to do it. It's when you don't have the motivation, you don't have the spunk, and like it's raining outside and you have a million excuses to not do what you said you wanted to do. That's that habit that you fall into. I'm falling into it right now. Senioritis, like I said, senioritis is real, guys. But like regardless, like I still been like super busy trying to figure out my work schedule and class schedule, you know. So it's not all that, but it comes with the idea of like accountability and just showing up for yourself too, you know. It can be tough, bro, but you know, like the more you do it, the more consistent you do it, the easier it becomes to the point where like when you're not doing it, you start feeling like something's wrong, you know. But yeah, easier said than done though. Always easier said than done. It's just a matter of getting better at it. Practice, action. But yeah, man.
Also with just like helping, you said something about kind of just like supporting yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like people are always, because I know I'm for sure my biggest critic.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the stuff that goes on in my head where it's like, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about
like
this too.
Yeah, just, I'm my biggest critic. But what I'll flip it to as well is be your biggest supporter as well. Be the one that's going to say, this will work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about this isn't going to work out. This, I don't think people are going to like this, or this isn't going to be the one, or
I can't do this.
Yeah.
Stop with the I can't do this, I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you just told me that in the library. I'm not gonna speak on the situation, but yeah.
Stop all this I can't.
Oh man.
Stop all this I can't.
Yeah.
You can, dude.
Yeah.
And there's people I see with the most confidence in the world. Of course, there's a point where it hits arrogance, but I do commend those people that are so kind, but also very confident in themselves. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, because I do see those people around here, and they're genuinely just like 1,000% gonna be confident in what they're doing. You can tell they're because it's like, of course, you're still gonna critique yourself. We all do, but support yourself. That like, I can do this. I'm like this at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go in with the same, because there's confidence. Like I said, confidence and arrogance. Be confident that you could do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have that much trust in yourself that you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, and I'm not perfect to it. I'll throw a whole bunch of I can'ts in my head, bro.
Absolutely.
And it's easy to say to other people, oh, you don't do it. But literally, there's stuff that we were like,
for sure,
you're able to do. You know what I mean? And you know, there's also a thing of like, you don't see yourself through other people's eyes. So you have no idea what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
So you might as well just like push what you see as your best self
as
out.
your most authentic. Yes,
like,
bro.
Because you don't know what other people are gonna think. We have no clue. Somebody could say, oh, I really don't like you, and really, really like you. Somebody could really say, I love you. Bless you.
Yeah, I just sneezed. My bad.
Somebody could say that they love you, but really hate and despise you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you never actually know what's going on in the next individual's head. So forget that.
Yeah.
You like know what's going on in your head.
It's like it doesn't matter because you can't change it.
Yeah.
You know?
So go ahead and get down with what you got going on. Like,
that's such a fact.
You stick with yourself, stick with your guys, and be confident in yourself.
Yeah. I think you also made a great point in the idea of confidence. Confidence can get you a long way. Like you could be in a situation where you honestly have no idea what you're doing, but confidence will get you through said situation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And along with confidence, I'll say like be confident enough to like believe in yourself, and then also be humble enough to accept criticism, whether criticism comes from like yourself or other people. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's difference between like criticism and hating. Like obviously, you know what I'm saying?
There's a line.
Yeah, there's definitely a line.
Some people be pushing that border.
It's definitely a line. But when it comes to criticism, you know what I'm saying? Just don't be so close-minded to the idea of like what a person is telling to you, you know what I'm saying? Don't be so, like Cam said, arrogant to the point where you are closed off and you don't want to hear anybody's opinion or point of view but yours. But be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that comes with the humility, but also be confident enough in your ideas and your vision to understand that like it can get you somewhere. It'll get you somewhere if you stay persistent at it. If you know what I'm saying, attack it full force, and like manifestation too. Also, like I'm a firm believer in manifestation. Also, like, you know, we talked about this podcast a month and a half ago, and it's like we're on episode 3. Like, and that's
video 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
6. No, but it is. It is.
Yeah, this like our 6th, 7th video.
This will be like no joke.
No, for real though. Like, bro, this really is our like 6th, 7th video, bro. Like,
I've been doing that way too much, bro. It's stuck in my head. I can't.
I feel you. I ain't gonna lie. I've been doing the same. I do the same thing, bro. We be on a game like it's a go-to. This is the conversation we was having, like where there's like when there's an era going on, there's like certain stuff you just can't say without it being triggered. Like, remember like the whole Bobby Shmurda, we talking about the Bobby Shmurda era when you couldn't say about a week ago. And people just burst out into song, bro. Now we got this 6-7 meme. If you know about the 6-7 meme, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you won't know. I'm not gonna lie.
We were literally playing pick up ball, bro.
Yeah.
I forced myself Like it was 6'5".
Bro, we gotta go hoop, bro. But
I forced myself to make that score. I was like, oh, what score was it? Like 6-7.
Nah, but for sure, bro. Hey, we've been talking about hooping a lot too. We gotta go hoop soon, man.
Yeah. I feel like, especially next year, we could have YouTube videos as well.
Oh yeah,
like
sure.
we have our podcast. Mm-hmm. We can literally group that and then have our If we get a camera, we can do YouTube videos.
Dude, that
would be so fun.
There's so many different like avenues that we can go. Mm-hmm. The mics, you know what I'm saying?
But it's our page, so like we can choose like what to put on.
Bro, let's do it.
It just got to be like same vibe, and if not, we can create a whole new other page too. Mm-hmm. But
dude, I was low key thinking about making videos recently. We had talked about like me renting the tripod and stuff too. Like, also like resources too. Resources have been our best friend when it comes to this as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, like definitely like venturing out. I feel like this is honestly just an avenue for a bunch of other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been making the reels, we've been making the YouTube shorts, and like, you know, we've been getting better at it in a sense. Like it's been getting more and more clicks.
I'm low-key ready to just like
take it to the next
posting
level.
Reels every single day.
Yeah, for sure.
Like genuinely.
Yeah. Not apologizing for flooding the feed either. It's all you know, it's all game. Trying to put
I feel like if you're seeing it that often, you might as well just like
it.
Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Because that really, it's not that hard to do so.
It's not.
Not at all. Like, do it. Do it. Like, look, if you want to.
I'll say.
If you don't, it's not for you.
Yeah.
But if you do, if you're thinking about it, don't. If you're on the line,
yeah,
give it a chance.
I'll say this too. Like, there are times where like I'll scroll past, like maybe like I'll scroll past somebody's stuff and I like the content. I like the post itself, but like won't follow them or won't subscribe and stuff just because I'm just a lazy bastard or I don't want like. Maybe I don't want my feed flooded, whatever the case may be. Like, I just understand it through a different aspect now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
putting a lot of effort into this stuff.
Yeah. I got so much respect for, like, people who edit videos, people who create content and stuff like that, because it is a lot of work that goes into it, especially people who don't have, like, a team, you know?
Can you believe when we keep this up, we're going to hit a point.
Mm-hmm.
I strongly believe this. We're going to hit a point where I think we're gonna have a team.
I believe that too, bro. I believe we get to the point where we'll have like sponsors,
like we come in and we're there just to talk at them.
No, for real, bro. You know what I'm gonna speak about it. Off camera, but I had some ideas as well though.
No.
Ways we can, you know, just promote the positivity in as broad of a spectrum as possible.
Yeah.
Really touch the audience. I feel like we trying to touch too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Intellectuals, like people who, you know what I'm saying, just you're nice and cozy, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a positive vibe going on here, and I feel like, you know, we just want to honestly just keep that up, bro. We've been having so much fun with, you know, creating and putting out the videos and stuff that, like, just want to keep that train moving, bro. And
and I did have something else that was continuing on with like our earlier conversation though.
Yes, sir.
Fire. Just with like supporting yourself and like everything of that sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Just as, what do you have to say about being yourself? Like being authentically you, and regardless of, because you can be influenced easily by others.
Mm-hmm.
You can get caught up in what others want you to do.
Yeah.
Or we talked about it earlier, like what's expected of you and stuff, but how do you stay like in your own lane basically? How do you like say, okay, this is me and I'm not gonna change that for anybody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you stay that for yourself? Because I feel like regardless of, you said this earlier, regardless of who you're around, you're you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not switching up on like how you're acting. You're you regardless. So how do you stay that route?
I think that's a great question. I think that like the best way to explain it, I feel like also is like when you're your authentic self, when you're yourself at its core, at its most genuine form, that I think of it as like sifting out weeds. You know what I'm saying? If you're your authentic self, the people who are around you that they don't like the way you think, they don't like the way you talk. They might not just like you specifically for whatever reason it is that they have going on. You know, if you are your authentic self, and your authentic self makes whoever it is you're around uncomfortable, if it makes them insecure, if it makes them feel like they have to bring you down to their emotional level, those are weeds you got to sift out. You know what I'm saying? And when you are your authentic self, you start to realize who mess with you and who don't. So the way I feel like the way that I do it is, I'd say like it also has a really, like, in all honesty, it has a lot to do with the setting that we're in. So like take the academic setting, for example. And, you know, Loyola has been so great to me these past 4 years. I literally love college and I love school. But with us being like in a predominantly white institution, think of it as the idea of like, okay, well, like I'm not going to change the way I dress, you know, because I don't want people looking at me a certain way. I'm not going to change the way I do my hair. I'm not going to hide my hair. I'm not going to hide my fashion. I'm not going to hide my music sense. I'm not going to hide my, you know, my opinions. And for one thing, I'm not going to belittle myself in the classroom, you know, and stoop down to what it is you guys possibly expect of me, you know, intellectually. I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to participate. I like to, you know what I'm saying, be engaged in class because that's what helps me learn most effectively. And like sometimes, like whatever the case, it may make people uncomfortable. Like it may make people think that you're conceited, or it may make people think that, like, you know what I'm saying, you're better than everybody else. But those are the weeds you sift out. Those are the ideas, and like those are the people, or, you know, the groups and stuff that you stay away from because they can't handle you being your authentic self. And you don't really want to like dim your light for nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And like I mean I speak such, but like I feel like when it comes to me, I'm kind of an introvert. I can definitely be social, but like I don't necessarily I don't really talk to people unless like talking to first, you know? It all depends. It's all really situational, but for the most part, yeah. And, you know, but when I am comfortable with the people that I'm around, or the people that like, they give me that okay that like I can be my authentic self around them, you know what I'm saying? Or like I can actually, you know, let my guard down, you know? Because you can be your authentic self, but still like in a sense have like a guard up, and, you know, but the best, like, I feel like the best way to do that is, once you start seeing like an idea of somebody like being uncomfortable with you being your authentic self, or they're insecure about you being your authentic self, that's when you start to realize that those are the people that, you know, may not be good for your presence, you know? And that's where, like, I don't know, supporting people from a distance comes from, loving people from a distance comes from. Or if they make you feel like that, if they make you feel like your authentic self is not okay, you know, I mean, I can speak from my opinion and say, like, you don't have to give that person attention. You don't got to give that person love from a distance, or love at all, you know, if they don't accept your authentic self. You just go on about your life and accept the people that accept, you know, that accept you the way you are. But it also has to be vice versa, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? You know, nobody's perfect, you know, and there are like good, genuine people out there that have flaws. And I feel like taking people for how they are and their flaws, and, you know, like doing whatever it is in your power to try and like better them. If you put your energy into like a person, I feel like it'll definitely, you know, in a sense, like return. If this person said person that's around you respects your authentic self, you know, so you guys got to have mutual respect on like what it is y'all got going on, how y'all think, and like, you know, that can be tough, bro, but it's definitely like a mountain climb, you know. It doesn't necessarily happen. It may not happen right away with people, but yeah, being your authentic self can be tough though. I feel like this is honestly something that I've grown into these past like maybe few years, you know. Like I was definitely like influenced in high school and, you know what I'm saying, middle school for sure. But now I've definitely come to like appreciate my own personal skill set, my own personal like mindset, my own personal morals, you know. It all just comes with maturity, bro. That was a mouthful, but it was a good question.
No, that was real.
That was a good question.
That's exactly like, that was a lot, because I have a lot of stuff to say about this as well.
Go ahead, bro.
But what you said was so so real. Because it's very easy to be influenced, which we talked about earlier as well, 2 episodes ago. But I would say first thing is that we're all put on this earth individually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even twins, you come out the womb at different times, same day but different time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's their own person. So treat yourself like that.
Exactly.
You have your own avenue, you have your own like path in life. So don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You got your thing.
Yeah.
Like that's how I always looked at influence to say, because my parents always asked me like they would ask me this question so much when I was little, and I appreciate them for it now. Do you want to be a follower? That's literally what they used to ask me. Like when I used to get like, say I was on the play yard and I got in trouble for doing something that like I like group of friends was doing, and I went and did it too. Like, oh, let's do it, because the real reason they were doing it too. So I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And you got in trouble. They send that call home. You got in trouble. Like, why'd you do that? And I was like, oh, they were doing it. So because they did it, you think you could do it? You thought it was a good idea?
Like a parent line that like everybody's heard too. Like is like, also if they jump off a cliff, like you gonna jump off the cliff too.
Yeah, but
sure.
It was literally in that. So do you want to be a follower, or do you want to be like a leader? Do you want to be your own person? Like if you're doing what they're doing, you're not making that decision on your own. That's somebody else's decision that you're following up on.
You didn't think about the consequences.
Yeah. Or even it wasn't even your idea. Like that's not what you wanted to do. They literally like, you knew it was wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I always took that now, because I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't like doing. Like there's a lot of people, like I'm not the same as a lot of these other people that like in terms of what they enjoy to do. Like I would love to just chill in the crib on a Friday.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people love to go out, drink, you know what I mean? Like get sloppy drunk, like that.
For sure.
That ain't, and for me, I never even feel once tempted to even have a sip of alcohol. Like I'm not even.
That's crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like but I never added that to my life. I never wanted. That wasn't my thing. So why am I gonna act like it is
for sure
for somebody else?
For
like
sure.
That wouldn't be being me anymore if I'm over here like, oh yeah, let's go drink. I'm doing that for somebody else.
Yeah.
And if you. And I would say that's why I rock with my friends that I have now, because all my friends know me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Cam don't drink."
Yeah,
like,
I respect
and
that,
they
bro.
all accept that as me. You know what I mean? Those are all my guys, and nothing changes. It'd be different if I was like being weird about it, like, "Oh nah, y'all trying to take control of their lives and stuff." No,
that's that mutual respect.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You have your life, I have mine, and we all gonna coexist with that. And we're some of the closest friends, you know what I mean? So it's like all that stuff of like, if it's not me, if it's not you, don't feel like you have to do it. You know what I mean? That's somebody else's mission. Like there's people that I'll literally talk to people like, I don't even like going out, but my friends like force me and stuff.
I hear that all the time.
Your friends, like, you can say your friends force you and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's your decision. Unless somebody genuinely like picks you up, puts you in the Uber, and takes you to like.
I've said that a few times. Like, man, I'm not trying to go out with these.
Yeah,
but
like there's times my friends can convince me to go with them. Go like, but it's still like if I really don't want to do it, I'm not gonna make myself do it because I know who I am. Yeah. Like if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it, and it's not gonna change anything. If you're a real friend of mine, it shouldn't change a thing. By me saying I don't want to do it because it's not my thing. Yeah, like it's okay that that's not my thing. And also there's friends for different scenarios. There's friends for different things. Like there's friends you go party with. There's friends you go chill with. There's friends that do both. You know what I mean? For sure. Like so, it's for me. I would always say be yourself regardless. Don't be a follower. Like there's people that will try to tell you this is what you should do. Don't let somebody control your life, basically. Yeah. Like, it's your life. It is not anybody else's. People say it all the time, but I don't think people really, like, think about it. Like, this is my life. There was a little, like, the troll stuff of free will. Yeah. But I'm not saying go and do free will. I'm not saying go crazy and do some crazy stuff like they be doing for that. Yeah. But, like, understand that it is your choice and you are given decisions. Like, you can make that decision for yourself, and you shouldn't be making those decisions for anybody else.
For sure.
You know what I mean? They're doing solids for people because they're your friends or whatever. But are they really your friends if they're only making you do what they want to do? Yeah. Are they really your friends?
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, if they're really your friends, they're gonna it's a give and take. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's go do this versus, all right, let's do what you want to do now. You know what I mean? Or you don't want to do this? All right, I'm gonna go do this. You can. Yeah. It's a give and take, and it shouldn't change anything if they're your real friends.
Absolutely.
Real friendships, you can tell. Like, nothing will ever change. I have friends that we can go like months without talking. Yeah. We pick up the phone, we're talking for hours. Nothing changed. You know what I mean? Bro. So those are real friends to you. So you shouldn't feel like you have to change for anybody. Be yourself consistently. Don't follow anybody.
100%.
Lead your life. 100%. That's why I feel like my parents were saying with, like, don't be a follower, be a leader. Lead your own life. Yeah. You don't got to be leading other people, but lead your own life.
For sure. For sure, bro. Make your own decisions. Understanding being in the situation can affect whatever person differently. Like, this person may be doing this because they have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? And you have everything to lose. You know what I'm saying? So that was also a conversation that I feel like I was having, like, you know, with my parents, just like understanding what's worth it to some people and what's not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, we can go down a rabbit hole, like, in terms of that. But I really like what you said when you said, like, whatever it is, like, your friends are doing, and if you're not, like, into whatever it is they're doing, like, that friendship, that mutual respect, it should never change. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you told me, like, okay, like, I've never taken an alcoholic, like, sip in my life, or, like, I don't like drinking, I've never drank, like, that, to me, that honestly, like, gave me, like, a different sense of respect for you, bro. Like, do you know how hard it is to, like, not go out to a party and drink in college? You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
But it shows will. It shows strong will. And
here's the thing. I'll tell you this. For all the people that don't drink, or feel like going to college and they're like, oh, I don't want to drink. Yeah. I feel like I'm tempted to. There's not an actual pressure to.
Not really.
It's straight up in your head, because I've been to, like, little parties, whatever. Yeah. And they'll offer it. If you say no or I don't drink, they're not gonna trip.
Peer pressure, though,
like, there's places, if the place is like, oh no, you have to or whatever, leave. Yeah, like, straight up.
Facts.
But everywhere I've been here, after I say no or, like, oh no, I don't drink, they're like, oh, that's so great of you. Like, yo, like, much respect.
Like, they not like, this guy.
Or, oh, you want some water or something? Like, I got you some water. It's really like, you don't put it in your head before somebody actually comes up to you that, oh no, it's expected. Yeah. Like, I have to. No, you don't. You really don't. It's, if you're like, oh, I have to, or like, I kind of have to, ask yourself, do you really want? Ask yourself right now, are you having this debate with yourself for the love of the game?
Bro, you know what I was just thinking about? Oh my God, I don't even want to say it, because you were like, I absolutely have to. That's what I was thinking about, bro. But no, facts though. I didn't want to break what he was saying, but I just, like, lost train of thought. But it's
absolutely have to.
It's such a fact though, man. Like there are gonna be people that'll be like, oh, like, you don't want to drink, you sure? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part though, like, peer pressure can definitely be all in your head, because if you have, like, a strong mind, bro. First of all, I'll also say that, like, the people who downplay people who don't drink or don't smoke are, like, that's also, like, incredibly lame to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not necessary. It's not even necessarily like an amenity. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
it's a want. It's literally just like, if you want to.
Sometimes it be downright addiction, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but listen though, like seriously, like, I agree 1,000%, because I feel like also having, like, a vast view of things and having different friend groups, people who don't do it, people who smoke and drink, people who don't smoke and drink, can also be, like, very insightful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you telling me, like, why is like the most in the most simplest fashion possible. You like I genuinely just never had an interest for it.
Yeah, it
like,
never was added into my life. Like, okay.
Yeah, it adds so much respect to like me understanding like the type of will and the type of like mind you have. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can influence you to put yourself in an uncomfortable state.
Yeah.
Not everybody can say that, especially in college. You know what I'm saying? People will put themselves in uncomfortable situations to try and fit in. Like that's honestly like the epitome of like what school is, what it can be sometimes. So yeah, man, I appreciate that though. I'm like, I literally respect that.
Yo,
what up?
Nah, you can finish what you were about to say, but it was something you just said.
That's literally all I wanted to touch on. Just people who try and peer pressure are like kind of like lame to me in a sense, bro. Just because, you know, like you're kind of forcing somebody to get into a state of uncomfortability. Yeah. You know, and you're not taking that person how they are, like, you know. But yeah, bro, for sure.
Yeah. And it's actually, if we're all being honest, it's not because we all know it. Like peer pressuring people is not the cool thing to do. Like, if
it can be funny, I'm not gonna lie, with your friends.
Yeah, with your friends, but like I'm talking about like randoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like random you just met at a party. Don't be trying to impress somebody or something like that, or feel peer pressure. If somebody's really trying to peer pressure you, they're not the. I mean, it's funny because people genuinely look at people weird because that's what we were all taught. Like somebody says no. No me no. Like,
yeah, literally.
That's it.
Literally.
Like there's no if, and, or but about it.
In all aspects.
Yeah. No me no. Like
all
straight
aspects.
Up. Like, but it's straight up like don't even turn it any other type of way. People look at people weird for it. Yeah. And that's one thing I like as well about college here. But one thing you said was trying to fit in. And one thing I always think about now is like instead of trying to fit in, like make your own place to fit in.
Stand out. Like
you're like create your own space. Like here, like we could be trying to like jump onto somebody else's podcast, jump onto somebody else's video, jump into somebody else's conversation. But instead we created our own conversation that we wanted to have and created our own space.
And now people enjoy it.
Yeah. So it's like, don't feel like, oh, you have to do it a certain way. Because we talk about it all the time. What do we do here? What do we make it like this? No, we make it however we want to. And we create our own like vibe and how we want it to look. We created our own visuals, our own like look for this whole thing.
Literally.
And that's how we made our thing. So it's like, don't feel like you have to fit in somewhere else. Yeah. Like you can create your own space and do that. And especially when it's like people that are looking for jobs and things like that. Of course you want to look for a job and find a place that's already like successful so you get a good, but say you're struggling to find a job, especially because like college student, when you first get out, you're like trying to find a place to like work and you don't know if what you're doing right there is actually what you want to be doing. Yeah. If you have a way somehow to start doing on your own what you actually want to do, you can go and do that.
I want to,
You know what I mean?
1000%.
Like, instead of waiting for somebody else to, like, fit you into theirs, like, if you're not able to, like, go ahead and start your own. Yeah. You know what I mean? Start what you want to do.
For sure, bro.
And you'll be surprised, like, especially the way things are now.
That's literally what I was going to touch on. You done?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted you to finish, but I say that, like, when it comes to the idea of creating your own space and like instead of like figuring out where you getting in, where you fit in, making your own space of comfortability and allowing people to join that space or that stage of comfortability if they want to. If they don't, cool. That is so key, bro. I also agree with what you said when you said like we're in today's day and age where like honestly like anything is attainable if you work hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Using the internet and using the resources and using literally like all the tools we have today, technology, resources, connections, like whatever the case to accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish is literally like key, bro. Like if you don't know it, there's somebody you probably know that does. And if not, there's probably somebody else that they know that does or that knows how. So like genuinely like use your resources. Like I said, everybody has one of these. So, you know what I'm saying? That can be your first step. Also, using the internet to your advantage, trying to get more people to like see what it is you're doing. You know, like we're definitely in the age to do that. Yeah. But we're also in the age of just like creativity overall. You said that like if you're out there and you're looking for like a certain space, or like let's say you're looking for a job, you know, like you said, like post grad, you're looking for a job, whatever the case, and you can't find like an organization or a company or a business that fits what it is you want to do, and you start said business, bro, you never know how far it could go because you may be the only person to do that. You know, there's only so many people that like go out on a limb and jump at ideas they don't know whether or not it'll succeed. And like I feel like a lot of like most successful people in the world have failed like so many times. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard that. I've definitely heard that, but it's like like just not being afraid to like necessarily like not fail, but like mess up, going back and goes back to critiquing yourself, understanding where you mess up and how to go about it moving forward can be key. But yeah, bro, like creatively, like we're in the day and age where anything is attainable. If you want something to look a certain way, there's a way, you know? Like take like editing, for example. You know, me and Cam have been getting better at editing like the videos and trying to get them to be more like visually interactive for the people that are watching or listening. But we didn't like start that way, you know, Cam has been going crazy, you know, like he's just gotten so much better at it, myself included too, you know. But I'm just saying, like, I'm speaking generally that you can create that space of creativity if you really attack it, you know, to an extent that like you have to attack it like relentlessly also too, you know what I'm saying, and being consistent. But yeah, bro, creativity is like, it's so attainable. That's all I wanted to say is like when you said like if there's something that you want to go out and you can start and like, you know, like there's not a place where you feel like you fit in, and creating that place for yourself. And it's going to be like, it can be difficult, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely worth it as far as like your comfortability goes and your authentic self goes. Just know that it's possible, you know, like you said, bro, when we come in here, we spend 2-3 hours in here and it's just us, but it's because it's because of like the space I feel like we created, you know? And, like, I mean, I couldn't be more grateful, bro. Honestly, we also talked about like, you talked about me being at like the very end of my senior year, and you know, taking everything in, and you know, just being currently here in the moment and understanding that like I only have 2 weeks of college left. But I'm honestly like, I appreciate doing this. I'm glad that like we started doing this when we did. It's definitely been a lot on my schedule. It's been a whole nother like scoop of food on my plate, but I enjoy it though, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of me enjoying it, it's not something that somebody's asking me to do. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense, that's honestly kind of like, it makes me more enthusiastic to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because we have complete creative control over what we put out and how our message gets out, how positive we want to be. It's like, it's a release, bro. It's an outlet. Couldn't be more grateful, you know what I'm saying? The resources that we have at the school. It's been a lot, bro. So I'm glad I'm taking advantage of it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And it's real conversations, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, these are just straight up, like, as pure as a conversation gets right here. There was no type of, like, y'all see I have this computer in front of me right now? There were 3 things, maybe, and 2 of them were in the very beginning of finding like the name for the community and having people on. Those were 2, and that was the first 10 minutes.
Facts.
So it's like,
I had a question I wanted to ask you, didn't even get to it.
Like, it's really just a conversational flow. But also, oh my God, you said something else about creating and like starting it. You know what I mean? Like,
I was piggybacking off what you said too, though.
Yeah, but
continue.
With that, piggybacking off the piggyback, like when you look at some of the stuff that's like everything that was started, every person that we remember that really was like made a big name at what they did, like everybody in this life wants to feel accomplished that they did something.
For sure.
But I feel like everybody that did something really big stepped out on a limb in some way and just went full force at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about this. I'm about to like go real, just like,
go ahead, bro. I'm thinking.
Basic, but not at the same time. Like, think about the first person to call the sky blue. Think about the first person to call the sky.
He was #1.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how crazy did they sound? Yeah, when they first said that to the people around them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but now everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody says this. You know what I mean? This goes for so many things. This goes for names of things. This goes for beliefs, religions. This goes from
Just about anything.
Literally anything was named this, but now people go along with that. So it's like, okay, somebody did this. There was a human being that did this.
Yeah.
So what's stopping us from doing something on a surface level of literally just creating something that's already has a structure of how to,
Absolutely.
but we're still creating something ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's where I feel like the avenue of us taking this, you know, to so many different, taking it down so many different roads is possible because there's the podcast land, but if you wanted to shoot videos, like you can somehow incorporate that into, you know, the things that you produce.
Yeah.
If you wanna, you know what I'm saying? If I wanted to write on my site, if you want to post on your page, like all of it can be intertwined in a way to a point where like, okay, well, we've never seen somebody like tie a website and Instagram page and podcast all together before, but like, and there may be people out there that have done it, but like, it's the idea of like us taking the idea and not being scared of, you know, it being out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, because it's like people will see it and be like, you know, like how is that gonna work? You know what I'm saying? How could they possibly make like those intertwined, but it can like you said, bro, there's a person first to do something every time.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? And like I couldn't agree more. I get what you're saying though. I'm picking up what you're putting down, bro.
Like literally, like how are they going to intertwine all these things?
Right.
But then there may also be that person that has all those things.
Exactly.
May have a friend that has all those things. Yo, what are we doing? They showed us the method. This is it too. So let's do it.
Yes.
How many people have come up to us? Oh, you guys are starting I wanted to do a podcast.
Literally,
or,
bro.
Like,
let me speak on the podcast.
Yeah, or like, what do you guys talk? I love to talk about those things. Like, can I come and talk about? Like, it's really a first person to do it, and then
that's a heartwarming feeling, bro.
Yeah, and there's trends. There's good trends. There's bad trends. But to understand that everything was started by somebody.
Yeah.
And you can be that creator. You know what I mean?
For
like
sure.
whether it's on a micro level, like even just small things. Like there would be small things we come up with at like summer camp.
Yeah.
It'd be a saying we'd all say.
Yeah.
And everybody at the camp would start saying it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's our thing for the week. We all say it. Small stuff like that on a microscopic level for 1 week. It was something that carried on, and all of us went back to our schools still saying it, and then maybe our friends started saying it too. It's something that picks up. So it's like, we start saying, oh, come get nice and cozy, come get positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's traction, bro. Like,
people start going up, yo, you nice and cozy right now? Like, even if it's joking around, like,
Facts.
you nice and cozy right now?
Facts.
Like, yeah, I'm nice and cozy right now.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean?
Like, and that's how you know, like, your message is resonating with people too. Like, that's a different feeling, bro. It's a different feeling. Like, yeah, bro. I feel like, also, like, shit, using something that hasn't been done to your advantage is also possible too. You know what I'm saying? Traction is a real thing. And then like you said, like people follow trends. You probably heard like the snowball effect. And we talked about this actually.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Everything is intertwined.
Everything's intertwined. And that's what makes me think that like it's beyond possible. You know what I'm saying? Like literally using all the resources we have at our advantage to our advantage is the key, bro. And getting all of it to work together. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like my site, I've been trying to incorporate our episodes on my site just to, you know, because like somebody may look at my site but haven't seen the podcast. And then somebody may be looking at the podcast and haven't seen my site.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's literally it's a matter of method and getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out what works and what doesn't. I know for a fact that a lot of creators and podcasters and stuff have probably been going through the same stages that we're going through right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's this right here is a beautiful state, you know?
Yeah.
Like, our feet are just now getting wet, you know.
Yeah.
But we're starting to understand like what works and what doesn't, what we like and what we don't like, and like that's something that I appreciate, bro. In the midst of all the academic chaos and getting ready to graduate, trying to find a place, like, bro, this has been like, it's been a certain an outlet, a level of peace to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I genuinely enjoy just getting in here and talking. Yeah. I will say this is my favorite part of the process. Yeah, just talking. Yeah, and editing, and all that.
Editing has its fun points.
Yes, it has its funny points too. Like, it's funny editing when you
watching it back.
Facts. But yeah, like, this is my favorite part, bro. Coming in here and talking, and then putting it out in a creative way to the point where, you know, like, other people can enjoy it in a different aspect. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's definitely something beautiful in that, bro. Yeah. And I've been enjoying all the positive feedback that everybody's been telling me too. Like, and I'm sure people have been coming up to you. Like, I know people have been coming up to you talking about it too. And it's interesting, bro. It's interesting to see.
Because it's just like you're doing something that's different. But also, one of the first questions I got when I told like one of my friends we were starting the podcast, and it was a good question that he asked me. He was like, "All right, you guys are starting a podcast, but like, how are you going to be different?" And I thought about it, and I was just like,
"That's a great question.
How are we going to be different?" And I was like, "Wait, the difference is that we're even on a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not a Khalil or Cameron
on any other podcast.
We're not on any other podcast. So,
bro, he cooking. He's
like,
cooking.
You know what I mean? Like, I was genuinely like,
for sure.
So, of course, there's no other mind. Our minds aren't on any other podcast doing what anybody else is doing. You know what I mean?
Bro, you just turned me up, bro.
Every single thing that we do on this is created by us. We're not stealing from somebody else. It's us. You know what I mean? Yes. So it's like, it's a thing of being yourself as well. It goes with that. But literally the fact that we're doing it makes this podcast different from the jump. Yeah. What we wanted to put on it, what the message we wanted to do,
what we the
vibe,
about.
The vibe we want to have, and especially in how we approach our people as well. Like, we want to have people, we want it to be a place, we're formatting the place that we want this to be.
Exactly. And it comes with like building the foundation first. Making sure that like before people come on and before we get people talking about the things that they're passionate about, understanding that we have to understand this, you know, first. I feel like I wouldn't want to bring somebody in here with me having any level of confusion, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we honestly, like, the past couple weeks, we have been having trouble with something as simple as the computer, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just like figuring it all out. It also ties into the fact that like sometimes like there's really no right time to do things, you know? But I also will say that like preparation and like building a foundation and understanding like where you are and what you need to do to get to the next point is key too, you know? Like, and I feel like that's where we at, bro. Like, it's been so like eye-opening learning all of these things and understanding how people out in the world are like not financially profiting off of them, but just like, you know, socially profiting off of them too, meeting people and you know what I'm saying? It's just definitely eye-opening, like learning how to use Photoshop, learning how to edit audio, figuring out what homoscedasticity was, you know, like it's just all these like things and like little terminologies and stuff that I've really been appreciating. The things that like I see sound bars all the time, but now I'm looking at sound bars totally different every time I see a sound bar. Like I see one of those like out just, you know, it changes your perspective on a lot, and I've been appreciating it.
Like, we're definitely like, we're given the same supplies that other people got
for sure,
but we, like, you talk about your Minecraft, we built what we wanted to build. Like,
Facts.
For real, like, we built it in our own way. We put the blocks in each place. We decided how we were going to design this thing.
Facts.
And I feel like that is how we are different, regardless. So if anybody really, and we're not forcing people to watch. We're not like, if you want to watch, you will. And if you like it, you like it. You know what I mean?
The most I've told people is like, go subscribe.
Yeah, go subscribe, go check it out, go give it a chance. You know what I mean? If you like it, you like it. But I'm saying that's so just like, the people that do like what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they saw something different in us than the other podcasts. You know what I mean? And me personally, like, of course, you may have the same ideas as somebody else, but nobody has the same voice as me, so nobody has the same voice as you. I don't have the same voice as you. You don't have the same voice as me. So there's difference even in each other, even though we agree on so much of the stuff we talk about on this podcast. We're still different in our perspective and how we talk and how we get across our message that you may relate to somebody else differently than I may relate to somebody else. We could be talking about the same topic. So it's different on that subtle level.
Absolutely.
Which also makes us different as a whole, I think.
Difference, like, we have, like, difference in diversity and ways of thinking and perspective, but then there's also, like, a commonality and, like, I feel like enough chemistry to the point where we can really understand where each other's are coming from, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely be understanding where you coming from, and I piggyback on your thoughts a lot, and a lot of things that you say make me realize, like, what goes on in my life, and I like, you know what I'm saying?
And vice versa.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, when we had these conversations and laying all of this shit out on the table and understanding, like, why we think the way we do, what we do, you know what I'm saying? It's really eye-opening. It's almost like a reflection session, like, you know what I'm saying? And, like, even, like, having that is so much more than what other people have. They don't have a space to reflect on their actions, or, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And this, like, that in itself is a blessing. You know, we've definitely created that space, though, you know? Because I feel like from the first episode we recorded, like, we just become way more comfortable talking, you know, way more comfortable with the equipment. You know, like, I genuinely feel like, bro, like you said, we've definitely learned a lot about each other, you know, since we started this. Probably more than we've learned about each other in the year and a half that we've known each other, you know what I'm saying? So it's way more, and so that's definitely something I'm also appreciative of too, you know what I'm saying? Just having somebody with a commonality, bro, is it's been something.
And I think also the difference that we're more and more, like, even in these last two, this episode that's right now and the second episode versus the first episode. First episode, I think we were really thinking, like, what do we say, and, like, but also and towards the end, I'll include end of first episode, second episode, and this episode. We're very just, like, we're listening. And by us listening and having somebody to listen to is just we have to appreciate that in its own thing. Like, there's not everybody that's gonna listen to you with, like, what you're saying and really take it in, understand what you're saying, and then be able to give a response. So I would say with those end of one, episode 2, and this episode right now, I feel like we're definitely able to listen to each other, not just think about what we're saying, but hear the other person, and that's why we're in that piggybacking state. You know what I mean?
Like ping pong kind
like
of
last episode, literal brain explosion, bro.
Facts.
Like, oh my God, this big realization. You know what I mean? And it's those realizations are happening. I even had some this episode of just, like, realizing
me
stuff.
too.
And those realizations don't happen unless you're actually able to listen to somebody. And I think we do that so well. And that's why it's continuously, like, I'm learning.
We've gotten better at 3 episodes. Like,
we're learning in so many ways. I'm learning about you. I'm learning about my own life from talking to you. And it's like continuous growth. And I'm honestly feel like I'm having self-growth in this.
Oh yeah,
just
for sure.
like whole process. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's just from the editing and all that, but this is my favorite part right here.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Like, no question.
Coming in and talking.
Coming in here, sitting down and having a conversation. Everything else that's out there, we have no idea what's going on outside right now. All that matters right now is this conversation is such a good conversation. Like that.
Facts, bro.
So it's just,
I couldn't agree more, man.
This is the one.
This is the one for sure.
I feel like I had a lot of ideas in this life of mine, but, like,
bro.
This decision right here, one of the best decisions I made, and I already know it.
I'm not gonna lie. Me too, bro. Me too. I feel like I've never creatively expressed myself in a way as, like, verbal as this. You know what I'm saying? And words are powerful. Like, you know, and that's one thing I've, like, noticed too. Like, a lot of the stuff that we talk about in here when we leave the studio, like I said, it's like a reflection session. So when I go out and we leave, it's like a lot of the things that we talk about, and I, like I piggyback a lot of the positive thoughts and tendencies that you try and like instill up into me. I try and like live out those after we leave this room, and that's where I feel like that like personal growth comes from, bro, because we talk about a lot of like intellectual and deep shit. Yeah. We also talk about a lot of like lighthearted and just stuff that we like, bro. So there's also like diversity in that aspect too, understanding like we still young, we still boys, like we still have conversations, but having grasp of like what should be taken into consideration seriously and then like what not is a skill set that I feel like I've gotten better since we started recording. Like like we just have there's also like little disagreements. The if you miss the cereal and ice debate, then you understand that like there are times where you just not gonna click. That's lighthearted though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, it's like I'm not gonna lie, like this whole debate actually has me hot sometimes. Like, it really be having me hot sometimes.
If y'all don't know,
but if you don't know, go. What episode is that? That is the one that
beginning of no. I don't know if it's part 2 of 1 or beginning of 2. I don't know.
Just go watch.
We have so many parts now and like videos.
Yeah, literally, just go watch every video.
Yeah, but since that came out, he has had people genuinely come up to him.
I also have had people like agree with me too though. Like y'all gotta go watch. Y'all gotta look at the poll.
Y'all gotta understand on a real level, like in a real way. Look, the way we've literally been editing at the computers and people have come up to him.
Bro, literally though.
So ice and cereal, huh?
Literally, bro.
Like, so why? Like they genuinely have this conversation. So it's
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name drop. Hey, Elijah. Shout out Elijah, bro. Elijah came up to me and was like, ice and cereal, bro? I'm just like, yeah, bro. Why not? But like that right there that makes me enthusiastic to understand like people are enjoying what we putting out, bro. That's all I care about.
No matter what it is.
Yes, bro. That's all I care about.
And if people are here just for the funny stuff, and end up just catching something else off of just, like we were talking about shows, like you're enjoying the show, but you catch the little like
for sure
lesson from it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm rocking with that too. Either or.
Or if you come for the intellectual conversations and you end up laughing, we accept that too. Like that's literally all we want the space to be. And it seems like it's turning into that, you know what I'm saying? So I literally couldn't be more grateful, bro.
Yeah, man. How long we been talking for today?
I'm looking at the time. We are at 2 hours and 3 minutes.
2:03.
Yes, sir.
We really just like that at this.
Yeah, no, for
like
real.
At this point,
for real though,
we are just doing this very fluently.
Absolutely.
And it just flies by. And the only thing that's stopping us from talking longer usually is that shuttle ride home for me.
Seriously.
So
yeah, it's 11:12. Like, guys, we could literally talk about whatever it is and turn it into either humor or intellectual. I'm not sure if you guys read the most recent version of the Phoenix. If you're watching it at Loyola, by the way, but we want Dr. Pepper in our dining halls. That was an interesting. I had to bring that up, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I was reading the Phoenix, and there's an entire article in the Phoenix about us having Dr. Pepper in our dining halls. Me and Cam are avid Dr. Pepper drinkers, so I thought it was like super hilarious.
It's the sweet one.
Bro, why you do that shit? Like, actually clean though. I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy. Bro, you know what my favorite?
I just saw the little dude.
One of my favorite soda commercials is the you want a Sprite cranberry? LeBron.
It's the most thirstiest time of the year.
Hey man,
nah, it's too funny. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
What's up?
Dr. Pepper gotta go in the...
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Bro,
I've seen enough people here with a Dr. Pepper t-shirt for that to go into the dining halls.
Bro, I literally seen somebody with a Dr. Pepper t-shirt on campus maybe like 2 weeks ago, bro. And
I need one.
Real committed.
I really need one.
A Dr. Pepper t-shirt?
Like, it low-key goes with our school colors anyway.
Yeah, that's low-key hard, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, bro. Holler at us, bro.
Dr. Pepper.
Hey, my...
Is it on me right now?
Yeah, it's on you.
Hey, Dr. Pepper. Come holler at us. Hey. Come on, man. Like, Dr. Pepper getting nice and cozy. I can have a Dr. Pepper right here, to be honest.
Facts. I drink one every episode.
Bro, the best flavor that they made was the Dr. Pepper, strawberries, and cream.
I swear to God, I was just about to ask you if you tried that flavor.
Bro, when I tell you I was in 7-Eleven, right?
Gas.
I was in 7-Eleven. I walk in, there was a older dude right behind me.
Yeah.
He walk in. We go different ways through I went through the aisle, he went around. Mm-hmm. So we ended up meeting at the same exact freezer. Yeah. I open it, I grab, because I'm on the handle side, I open it, I grab it, the Dr. Pepper, cream, strawberry, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh yeah, that's all right there. He came to the store at the same exact time to grab the same exact thing.
That's kind of crazy?
That's insane, bro. If we're in line, he's like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
For sure.
So,
hey, Dr. Pepper. Hey, my roommate, I'm going to tell you, my roommate is insane about Dr. Pepper. He actually has some Dr. Pepper peeps. You know, little candy peeps that come around Easter? You know what I'm talking about, bro. You've seen them. Look up peeps right now. We don't make peeps pop up on the screen right now. P-E-E-P. You know they know what a peep is. But he has Dr. Pepper flavored though. You've never seen those?
Never seen this in my life.
Oh my God. Put a peep on the screen, bro. you have seen a peep. There's no way.
I have never seen this in my life.
But it's usually like a candy that comes around Easter.
This is candy?
Yeah, it's like marshmallow. It's like think of it as like a marshmallow cotton candy hybrid. Yeah, so, but he has...
I'm like, this thing is for sure, like, furry.
Yeah, but he has Dr. Pepper flavored peeps upstairs.
No, some of these are, like, plushies.
Yeah, there's, like, actual plush peeps, but, like, I'm just talking about
I've never seen this in my life.
Bro has never seen peeps. It's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, like, is this like, a Chicago thing?
No, it's not a Chicago thing.
Not gonna lie, everything I don't know of now, when I'm here, I'm just like... It's gotta be a Chicago thing.
Dude, this episode's gonna be hilarious.
It's gotta be.
No, it's not Chicago. Well, I don't think it is. Nah, hell no. Ain't no way.
Where is it sold?
Dude, everywhere. Walgreens. You've never seen Peeps? You ever got an Easter basket?
Yeah, of course.
It never contained Peeps?
No, it contained a large chocolate bunny
and some eggs.
Some eggs with some little candies in there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I have no clue what this is.
Bro, do not know what a Peep is.
I'm really researching this thing right now. I have no clue.
Wow. No, that's funny.
A family favorite for over 70 years. My family knew nothing about these. I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect at all. My family knew nothing about these, but...
Oh, my God.
I'm genuinely looking these things up.
You actually... Heavily. No, we actually need a Peep pop-up.
Pennsylvania?
Is that, like, where they originated at?
No, that's just where their customer relations is. Almost.
Oh, man.
Bro, I've never seen... See, but they're... Oh, okay. Okay, they're tied in with Mike and Ike's. Hot tamales. I used to get down with hot tamales. You know what I mean?
Fire, yeah.
Because I liked cinnamon for a little bit. Cinnamon candies used to be hidden.
The cinnamon gum? What's it called again, bro? Fire? Nah.
Are you talking about like the? Bro. You're not talking about the. I know they have cinnamon icebreakers.
They have those, but there's a cinnamon gum. I forget what it's called. We gonna put that on the screen too. Because they know what I'm talking about. Cinnamon gum.
But Peeps, I've never heard of Peeps in my life.
Is it red hot?
Hey, maybe... I don't know if we'll get a chance to. Maybe I will...
You know?
Oh, yeah. Bro,
okay.
they have you seen the soda, Big Red soda?
No. Actually, I have.
Texas.
Yeah, I have actually, but I don't think I've tried it. Isn't that like a Dollar General brand, Big Red? Am I tripping?
Yeah, I don't know, but I only get it when I'm in Texas.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that for sure.
But
I don't know if I've tried it.
Maybe for an episode, I can try my first Peeps candy.
It's more
and rate it 1 through 10.
Don't get me wrong. They're not like
no. Don't say it.
They're not exquisite.
Hey,
I'm not a listen.
Hey, Peeps, if you want to send us some Peeps,
I'm definitely not an avid Peeps.
Hey, Peeps, if you want to send us some Peeps, let me try them.
Facts.
Let me rate them 1 through 10. Send me your best flavors.
Send your best 10, and then we can have.
Everybody tag Peeps in the chat.
Facts, though.
And we can try it, taste it, rate it 1 through 10. I used to do this. Try it, rate it 1 through 10, and then we'll give honest reviews though. If y'all do, it's honest reviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be honest.
I'll be straight up honest.
I'm not a big fan of Peeps.
If it's not good, then but they may surprise you.
I do want to try those Dr.
prove
Pepper
him
ones.
wrong.
I do want to try those Dr. Pepper ones that my roommate has upstairs.
What flavors does he have?
He has the Dr. Pepper Peeps, and then he has just like some regular like Easter version.
Dr. Pepper Peeps.
Yes, he has Dr. Pepper.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you didn't even know what Peeps was. So
no,
I had to look them up.
Dr. Pepper marshmallows. That's different.
Yeah,
I don't know how to feel about that.
I couldn't even imagine how they taste. That's why I want to taste them.
So we can have Dr. Pepper and Peeps have collabed already.
It seems like it.
So Dr. Pepper and Peeps.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper and Peeps. When you see this video right now, we're gonna tag both of you guys. Send us some of your best flavors. We gonna try them. Rate them 1 through 10. We love Dr. Pepper. Peeps. I did not know what Peeps was. He knows about Peeps. He doesn't feel too heavy on either side, but he's definitely not over the moon about him. Me, I would love to try him. Rate him 1 through 10. So, hey, you want to see him on the Nice and Cozy podcast? I need everybody that sees this to tag both Dr. Pepper and Peeps.
If we get a Dr. Pepper
in the
sponsor,
comments. Bro, I would wear a Dr. Pepper hoodie, Dr. Pepper shirt, Dr. Pepper sweats, Dr. Pepper shoes.
I wonder if there's somebody out there.
Dr. Pepper hat.
Dr. Pepper tattoo.
Bro, I saw a kid in a Takis full bodysuit. I would wear a Dr.
I've definitely seen that.
I would wear a Dr. Pepper full bodysuit.
I ain't gonna lie. That Takis like full suit. That's like a Chicago classic. The Takis. Full.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I think we got like hot Cheetos in the bag.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say like what, bro?
I'm trolling.
Nah, yeah. You'll see a full Takis fit. You also, hold on. I'm trying to think of like another full fit, bro. I don't know. You see some shit, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that's a good ending point. I feel like,
yeah, I would stay. It is 11:20 though.
Yeah, bro.
It's late, you guys.
We recording late.
Yeah, but this is another 2 hour, 30 minute,
2:13,
2:13, 2:13.
Probably an hour and 7. Down the middle.
Yeah, or it end up maybe 3 videos again. Who knows, bro? Like we could have our first 30-minute video.
I know. I know you honestly never know.
Never had an under 30-minute video. Bro.
No, never.
Like it's not even close.
To be like completely transparent with like the video format is like a lot of times when we separate them in parts, because we know like people are gonna want to watch us talk for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know, at least not yet. But
that also takes up so much space.
Yeah, it also takes up insane amount of space.
30 gigabytes.
Yeah, bro. We low key like made this computer glitch up in here in the studio, like you know. So yeah, that's part of the reason why we like cut it into parts. We don't want it to be that long, and also separating it by like topics and sub points also is like a strategic way to do it too, you know. But either way, like we just try to produce like, I feel like, you know, as premium of content as possible, bro.
Yeah. Quality as much as possible
with the skill set we currently have.
We just end up putting out a lot of quantity just because of what we.
I know, because we just here talking.
Yeah, We talk a lot, man. But it's funny, if you met us, like, you wouldn't be like, oh, these dudes are some yappers.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, you would not think either one of us are yappers. At least I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. I guess don't let us get comfortable. Then we start.
Facts, bro.
Then we start yapping.
Facts.
All right, you want to wrap this up? Or you want me to wrap it up?
Or
you want to say something? I say something.
Who opened? It don't even matter.
I think you opened, but
go ahead, wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up. I'll piggyback off you.
Sounds good.
Boom.
All right, I'll say the little list of things that we would love for y'all to do if you've watched this video, if you made it all the way to the end. Because if you made it all the way to the end, really props to you. But
hell yeah.
Hey, drop a little nice and cozy comment.
Mm-hmm.
Drop a nice and cozy like.
Yes,
drop a nice like. And get cozy and subscribe because you want to be there for a long time. You know what I mean?
Drop a nice little cozy little comment.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
I like that.
A nice like and a cozy comment, man. Do both. And then stay with the nice and cozy vibes and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
So also, ain't got us on Instagram yet. Get us on Instagram. We throw a lot of the promos, the trailers, the like everything before we post the video, clips from our videos, funny videos, motivational videos, all the above that we really think are important from our podcast onto our Instagram as well. If you also want to send us a message, we are going to be one of those pages that are responsive to people. You know what I mean? Send us a message, tell us your thoughts. Say one, if you like what we're doing, what you want to see more of, what you want to hear. Like, is there a conversation? Say you're one of those people, you don't want to be on camera, you don't want to have, like, be on the podcast. Come message us. Text us. If you know us in person, talk to us. Hey, can you guys talk about this? Like, I want to hear y'all thoughts on this.
Yes, sir. I would love for it to get to that point.
Yeah, come on, send us a message. Let us know what you want to hear. Regardless of age, regardless of what you think we may think. Hey, you may be surprised. So
absolutely,
come ask us. Tell us what you want to hear. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I second everything Cam said. Like he said, man, follow all the socials. We got the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like the videos. The Instagram, Nice and Cozy Pod. The YouTube is also linked in the Instagram bio. So if you want to do both at the same time, go ahead and do both. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of collaborative posts with his page as well. We Nice, his personal journal, or his journal for others. My website where I like write and talk about a lot of things, but I also connected to the podcast and the topics and stuff that we be talking about on here. So yeah, definitely take a look at all of it. Follow the socials. Appreciate you if you've gotten this far. Yeah, man, it's been a hell of a conversation today though. I appreciate this episode. We want to thank y'all for listening. Yeah, appreciate you coming to get nice and cozy with us, man. Out.